actually going to keep that there. I took this down last time because it seemed like the algorithm didn't like it, and all of a sudden I had more people come into chat. But also, it was a horizontal stream, which has a different effect on the algorithm. So I guess I'm doing a vertical stream, and also I was trying to do a completely different stream, but something happened. And there's nobody in the chat right now, so I'm talking to nobody. Well, I'm talking to people that are watching on replay. So, and some folks came in. Great. So I was originally going to do a completely different segment, but something happened to me that's never happened to me before. I have had a lot of streams crash out, all sorts of things going wrong, but this time it was just like, it was weird. I I wish I had been recording somehow, but it was just um, like there was like a weird glitch. I was going like I was live for like everything looked totally normal, and then it like my whole phone froze, and it it wasn't just the YouTube app. It was my whole phone just like froze, and I couldn't do anything on it. And then I pulled up my stream on my other phone, and it was just black, and you could hear me talking, but you couldn't see anything. Really weird. And I think that what I was going to talk about is really important, but I don't. it it actually is kind of a big deal. It actually is a really big deal. So I guess I don't know. So I tried to set up my live stream again, and things kept glitching. I am on top of my updates for my apps on my phone. Um, so it's weird, and there's been a number of other glitchy things happening to my phones. That yeah, it's a thing that's been happening. How's everybody doing? Hi, welcome. Happy to see you. Yeah, I was gonna talk about, and you know what? I'm just gonna give you all the Cliff Notes versions because we're here now. My stream's up. It's running. Everybody can hear me, right? Y'all can hear me fine. Um, this for all intents and purposes. This is I'm getting stoned, and I'm just gonna talk some nonsense. Who knows? I'm just a crazy cuckoo crackpot on the internet. The fuck do I know? What do I know? Schizo posting. Wow, crazy. Fed posting. Actually, yeah. You know what? Yeah. It's it's fun. I'm smoking a blunt. Let's go. Fuck yeah. Let's put on our tinfoil hats, folks. I have been doing some other segments called Learn With Me Live. I think I've done 3 so far, where I kind of just like on live stream look into stuff that maybe is a little bit above my head or goes a little deeper than I imagined. And I want to take y'all with me to learn about these things. But yeah, like my entire channel, it's all experimental, and I don't have to be the end all be all authority on any topic. I'm literally just a human with things on my mind, and I like to ask questions. And one thing that I've been interested in the last, I want to say 24 hours, 48 hours. No, literally just since like last night, I think. Um, it's it's very interesting. Oh, hey, we've got Fam Jam says, too bad the swastika is crossed out. You are disgusting, and likely you're a bot. Um, and I'm gonna hide you from my channel because you're a piece of shit. So, okay. So I've been posting on my anarchist.news on Instagram. And what I've been seeing on Instagram, um, on other accounts with anarchist in the name or an anarchy A for their icon, is that a lot of these pages are very clearly AstroTurf. Um, and I don't know if anybody in chat was here for the other days when I explained what AstroTurf is. Anybody in chat know what AstroTurf is in the context that I'm using it? If you do, I want you to let me know in the chat. What is AstroTurf? Let's do a recap here. I am going to make a point, but also we're just fucking around here, and I'm just smoking some weed, just like the government wants me to. You want to hear an example of AstroTurf? And I actually can't, like, I haven't gone down the rabbit hole to prove this, and I don't really feel the need to. It's just like one of those things I feel in my bones. I have seen a couple of larger, like, high profile leftist Instagram accounts sharing these, like, throwaway reports of, oh, well, alcohol has been mentioned in the Epstein files as like a tool of control. But guess what? Also, weed has been too. And then citing that, like, in the Epstein files, they say that people who smoke weed are harder to control. And I like weed, obviously. I like THC. I like getting stoned. But I cannot help but feel like that's AstroTurf. I don't know if it is. This is just like softball. We're musing here. But like, I feel like every time that folks start questioning shit around them, that there's like an uptick, at least for me, when I go through my Instagram, of like drug culture references and memes and things that are seeming to like reinforce drug culture. I'll tell you what, whenever I'm like the most active as an anarchist, that is when my feed is bombarded with specifically memes that are glorifying the use of ketamine and a lot about weed. I don't know how, like, if they do know or not, but like I do suppress posts about like alcohol because I really don't resonate with that because I'm a recovered alcoholic. I mean, I do resonate with that in like not the way that they probably intend it to be relatable. But the original reason why I wanted to go live at 6, my live stream was originally called Boycotting Israel and Fundraising for Palestine. Okay, so in doing this weird Instagram journalism that I've been doing and interacting with different accounts and looking into them, I've been boycotting Israeli products just on my own volition for a long time now, and all of my friends that give a shit about what's going on in the world also at least try to be mindful. Like, you know, they probably not everybody's boycotting Coca-Cola and Pepsi, like, and Target and Starbucks and like all this other stuff. Not everybody's like straight up boycotting everything. But at the very least they're not like they're not outright supporting Israeli products. But yeah, that I'm sorry, I'm struggling because it's actually like I don't know. Like I said on my last um, video, I really don't know how deep it goes. User says, "Are we in danger being here?" Be honest. No, you're not in danger. The only thing that you would be in danger of is maybe targeted advertising or like targeted messaging through social media apps. I'm just gonna be like totally straight up. Social media is a psyop, and here's why. Because the ruling class owns social media. We all know this, and they control it. They can see who's on social media, what their habits are. There's tons of data on every person using social media. Um, and we can't. We don't have access to the same information. So it's just a one-way information exchange. Um, and we also can't know if a person is a human or not. When we join social media, like I feel like there's like it's been a while since I joined Instagram or new social media, but I feel like there's like hurdles, right? Like you have to prove that you're human, right? So why like and this is not a contentious view that I have, but social media is full of bots, like full of bots. We all know this, right? This is like common knowledge. So how does that happen? And if we don't know how many, like, okay, how many accounts? How can I find out how many accounts are on Instagram? Oh, I'm doing the wrong search. Okay, I gotta get online here. Let's learn together. If anybody's in danger, it's me, but I'm really not too worried about it. I don't think. See, the thing is, the government wants you to think that they are all encompassing and all controlling. They control everything, they see everything. I think that's a psyop. I really do. I think that there are a lot of things that are like inappropriate for them to have like we don't know how data like is collected and who's looking at it, who has access to it from social media accounts, and they have a monopoly on it. um, yeah, it's just really like it's just a weird setup. Okay, how many accounts are on Instagram? Let's take a look and see if. Oh yeah, I need to get on DuckDuckGo, not Google, because the same people that own Instagram also own Google. So why would they want me to know the answers to my questions about their platform? Um, they don't. They really don't. And I don't know who owns DuckDuckGo, but from what I hear, it's a lot more reliable at being impartial and not curated by the same people who own everything else. So if anybody wants to look into DuckDuckGo and tell me why or why I shouldn't use it, that would be great. Volunteer researcher, if you will. Let's take a look here. DuckDuckGo is just Bing. I don't really know. Okay. 3 billion monthly active users, but that doesn't. Like, where do I find the actual stats? There's Statista, but I don't know what Statista is. Is there like a recognized place to get numbers on that? How to find out social media statistics. Like, would I want a peer review? Like, I don't know. I didn't go to school for this shit. I don't know how this works. Like, how do I find reliable numbers for social media? If anybody in chat knows, let me know. Let's see. Lamebeard says behind the scenes. Yeah, I don't know who controls Bing either. I've been using Ecosia, and it seems fine, but also, like, who knows? Who knows? Donald says, hey, from Don in Michigan. What's up, Don? And Tizzy Tisdale says, you have some really good info. Thank you. I'm just curious. So I'm going to look up how to find out social media statistics. 60 interesting social media statistics on Geek Flare. Social Blade can help you track YouTube channel statistics. Statista is global social media trends. Pew Research Center. Social media fact sheet. Man, I'd have to like look into... Okay, whatever. Let's see what Pew says. I have never heard of this before. This is tech adoption trends. Which social media platforms are most popular? Percent of U.S. adults who say they ever use. So we got like roughly 81% on YouTube. Like 65%. And this is like a really bad graph because it doesn't actually... Oh, here we go. Okay. 84% use YouTube, 71% use Facebook, 50% on Instagram. Okay, so we're just gonna... I could read all the rest, but I'm just curious for like comparison's sake. 50% of U.S. adults. Okay, how many U.S. adults are in... Like, how many U.S. adults are there, I guess, would be my question. How many adults... Oh my fucking God. Number of adults in U.S. So as of 2024, 2025, the United States has approximately 267 million adults age 18 and over. So half of that is obviously going to be 133.5. We'll just do 134 million adults. 133, you know, that's 130. 133.5 million adults. I'm gonna just write that down next to my other scribbled numbers that mean nothing anymore. 133.5 million adults in the US. All right. Now let's see how many users on Instagram from US. See if that even pulls anything up. According to the latest eMarketer estimates, Instagram has 143.2 million active users in the US, accounting for 41.9% of the population. That is so curious because only half of the adult population in the US has reported using Instagram. So already the numbers don't line up. So I'm going to write down reported users by this first number. And then the second number is 143.2 million. And then I'm going to put, okay, so the top one is self-report. Instagram report. And that doesn't mean that it's not true necessarily, because it could be a situation where the people that were asked if they use Instagram, if 10.5 million of them, which is, not a huge percentage, like falsely reported, maybe they were embarrassed that they use Instagram or something. But I don't think that's really likely. Instagram reported. And that's just Instagram reporting. And I don't know where this info comes from. Let's see. But there is already a pretty fair discrepancy between those numbers. I don't want to get too into the weeds here. If, like, things are convoluted on purpose also, because, like, you could spend a whole lot of time trying to figure this shit out and going crazy. Donald says, I think you're right. If you talk about something, your phone picks it up even if you don't look it up. That's true too. Like, we all as people recognize for sure that entities are spying on us through our phones. We all know that, right? Like, that's not a conspiracy theory. Like, and I think it goes even further too, because, like, sometimes I won't speak of something to a single soul, and this is super weird and makes me feel crazy. But directly after that, there will be an ad for it that pops up, like, and not only that, but there will be like multiple targeted ads, and it's kind of spooky. So if the ruling class, the people that want us to that want us to act and do certain things, control social media, it stands to reason that they would be astroturfing social media. And astroturfing being, nobody answered in chat here, astroturfing being creating the illusion of a social movement, like a real social movement. And that's called grassroots, which is like an organic social movement that happens in response to a real issue. And astroturfing is when a false movement is created. On social media, it's crazy easy to do that. If you have a fuck ton of bots, you can make entire forums with AI that have people interacting with each other, like full-on conversations. You can generate this shit in moments using AI. You could have entire threads full of discourse with tons of people from seemingly different backgrounds with, whatever, like pictures on their Instagram accounts that could look like they're real people, referencing events, etc. And I've been looking into a lot of accounts that are like pretty obviously astroturfed, and then I've been looking into comments on their posts and finding other bot accounts and astroturf accounts, and I've been trying to figure out how you can tell, because I want to be able to just look and be like, oh, this is all astroturf, like none of what these people are talking about is a real issue, and just be able to get quicker and be able to explain to you guys how you can tell as well. And I talked about that a little bit on my last stream. If you're not sure if something is astroturf, on social media, especially like in like an account that you're interacting with, ask them to explain their rationale behind their point. Just like put them under a little bit of scrutiny and they will fold like a house of cards. They will get upset, they will get defensive, they will make accusations at you that you're like a Nazi or that you're like crazy or that you're stupid or whatever, and they will do everything except answer your fucking question. That's how you can tell if it's an AstroTurf or a bot account. Just a little bit of inspection and they will turn it right back on you, never answer the question. Like, and a reasonable person like you or I would, you know, we love to explain where we're coming from because we're not working backwards from nonsense. We arrive to the conclusions that we arrive to because we've had a thought process about it and we arrive at a conclusion. It's not like, oh, well, all of these accounts are telling me that I should care about this. So I care about this, but why? And then you like work backwards from it. So in looking into a lot of these AstroTurf accounts, I had become aware of an organization just in the last like 24 hours or so. And bringing it back to the beginning of the stream where I was talking about how I've been boycotting Israeli products for a while on my own, of my own volition. Anybody in chat, are you boycotting Israeli products? Or at least try to, like, if you saw on a product like made in Israel, would you buy it or not? Like I know it's hard to keep track of who does what, and who's funding what, and it's really difficult. But you're not like going out of your way to like send money to Israel, right? Anybody? Are you guys like in chat or are you just like, I don't know. I need you guys to like say stuff. Sierra Waylander says, and yes, been boycotting since before this act of war. Okay. Hell yeah. Me too. I think like most people are, right? JC Moses Law says boycott, of course, thus I have no money to buy crap at the moment, right? So what I'm going to tell you is going to change your perspective a little bit. And I genuinely don't know what to do with this information. I would be I would be happy to talk to other anarchists and people that are aware of like social engineering. So if that's you, go to my Discord server, please, and hit me up. The Discord server link is in the description there. And so are my money links if anybody wants to send me money so I can like eat food. So, okay, for the two of you in there who have definitively said that you have been boycotting Israel actively for a while. And I know both of you are real people because you've been interacting with my chats for a long time. And I recognize you. Have you ever heard, do you know, don't look it up, okay? I'm trusting you to be honest. Have you ever heard of BDS? Do you know what BDS is? And I'm asking that question to the two of you that responded that you have been boycotting Israeli products. Like, BDS, no. Interesting. Not surprising, no. Neither of you have. And Vegas Struckus, I'm assuming you also... I recognize you too. Do you boycott Israeli products as well? Anybody else in chat? After this point, I don't know, like, unless I recognize the username. I'm not gonna like take that information as fact, because like I'm trying to get at a lot, and I've talked about before, a lot of the internet is just bots. A lot of it is AstroTurf. Slab City Unicorn says no BDS. You don't know what BDS is. Okay. Do you guys want me to explain it to you now, or would you like me to come back to it with like a full try again live stream like I was originally going to do? Or I guess what I could do is I could just explain it to you all now so that you know it. And then potentially in the future do a whole, like, I don't know, video essay type shit. I guess y'all are here right now. Who in chat wants to hear what I found out about an organization, a global organization that accepts money on behalf of Palestine and and claims to, I don't want to like charge this statement like, or this question just for posterity. Do you guys want to learn about this? Do you want to learn about what I've been discovering lately? We're halfway in, and I'm gonna hold you all captive here. I need somebody to get down with the kickdown, please. I'm gonna solicit for a fucking donation before I tell you who not to donate to. This is actually, okay, this is why I'm like, should I fucking just fucking get stoned and be a dum-dum for the rest of my stream and just like hang out? And then try and like actually be serious about putting out this information. If you've been following my anarchist.news Instagram page, you know exactly what I'm trying to talk about here. I see folks saying that they would like to hear. JC Moses Law says, oh, actually, my so-called Oakland friends are very much involved in BDS. And one got smear campaigned and had to leave California for 2 years. Interesting. I would love to hear more about that, actually, if you don't mind. Yeah, please tell me more about that. That is really interesting. And JC Moses says, I do a whole stream another time on BDS. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very important thing to do. I think that is very important. Hell yeah, Sierra kicked down on my Venmo. Thank you so much. And Rhonda kicked down on PayPal. Hell yeah. Let's check the Cash App just in case. No, nothing on the Cash App. Thank you both so much. Fuck yeah. All right. So I'm going to give you guys the Cliff Notes version of what I've found out so far, because I think that the more people find out sooner, the better. And I think doing like a full-on live stream specifically calling this issue out is also a good idea. As far as doing like a video essay, I don't know if I could put one out fast enough for it to be like, maybe I can, but I also have some things on the back burner, including an interview with the investigator of the murder of Poe, which I just got yesterday and will start editing soon. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so all right, you guys ready? I'm gonna get stoned while I tell you about this though. But this is all true, and I did learn all of this before I got stoned, just for the record. And I will do another stream talking about this in a really condensed and further exploring way, maybe tomorrow. Um, BDS is a global organization that takes donations on behalf of Palestine and also takes credit for organizing boycotts. And I say takes credit for because I don't know how much of the organizing they actually do and to what end. If you've seen any of those e-flyers shit that people share online that says like boycott such and such now, even I think a lot of the ones that I've shared, because I think it's good information, that doesn't mean just because it has good information does not mean it's not AstroTurf. It can have true facts in it with an underlying agenda. So it can say things that are irrefutable fact to gain your trust, and then that's when they put in whatever their agenda is. So there have been like these posts that get reshared where it has all of these different companies and their the umbrella companies of all those companies and the conglomerates and shit like that. And it's it'll basically be like, these are the companies that we need to like divest from now, we need to boycott these companies now. And like, to me, I boycott like a lot of shit, and I actually am one of the few people that I can think of that like might even stand a chance at being able to boycott all of those companies. And I'm sure you guys have seen those. It'll be like a huge spread with like fucking dozens and dozens. Like I would love to be able to memorize all of these companies and like know which ones not to buy from, but you literally can't. There's so many of them, and all of these large, especially food companies, they really do own everything. The only way that you actually can like boycott successfully all of these companies is if you literally only get food from like a local farmer. That's like, or if you fucking buy, like, if you do the research and like go to an international food store and like know which brands actually are like homegrown fucking local brands, or whatever. Like, if you only get your shit at a farmer's market, then yeah, you can successfully boycott all of these companies that like are going back to fund fucking Israel, or whatever. Like the ruling class, which Israel is literally just the kingdom of the ruling class. I don't know the better words to use for it. It's a nation that was created specifically to house the billionaire class, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Vic Lynn says it probably has facts to actually make it appear even more legit. Well, the purpose that it serves is it puts out these, and I've spent a lot of time thinking about this because it did hit me funny. My anti-capitalist brain, when I see all of those logos, my first thought is like, like, I boycott all these companies. I don't eat fast food, whatever, or drink all this garbage. So like, my brain isn't immediately going to light up with dopamine and be like, oh my God, McDonald's. But a lot of people, that's how it works. They've been conditioned to respond to these logos. So a person like me, who they know in their everyday lives as just like that crazy, like open anarchist artist that is pretty smart and has cool things to say, but I don't understand it, and they might just be full of shit and a wingnut. They see me posting those things and they're like, first of all, I am absolutely not going to boycott all of these things because I love Dairy Queen and McDonald's and I love Coca-Cola and I love Nike shoes and blah, 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 blah. But, good for you. But then the second thing is they see these icons and logos and it makes them hungry. It literally will like make them salivate because that's what they're meant to do. They're conditioned for that. So when I share those, it has an unintended effect of one, solidifying me as an other, like somebody that they cannot relate to, and two, it invokes those brands in their mind from a source that they're not accustomed to that being invoked from. Like, you know what I mean? It's a weird phenomena. So I've been thinking about that. And another thing is like, um, I love the idea of boycotts working. What I have been actually seeing though, and what I've been experiencing personally, there have been some days where I just don't eat because I'm like, I the only grocery store near me is like, it's this little podunk grocery store. There's only so much stuff there. I I can't eat gluten. And I would love to only eat meat that is ethically sourced. That is not possible. So it kind of makes me like lose my appetite. And if I'm going to like, as a poor person, I don't have a fuck ton of extra time to be looking into what brands are ethical, especially since most of them, they aren't. There's no ethical consumption under capitalism. So it gets you in this like cyclical fucking like stress. And then either you go hungry or you buy crap that you know is crap and you fucking kick yourself all night and you get in this depression spiral and then you just neutralize yourself and then you end up watching cartoons, scrolling on fucking, your stupid social media and hitting your vape. That is the exact intended consequence. Okay, so back to BDS. BDS was created, its founder is an Israeli. And we're going to look into that. BDS, that's right. What is it called? It's called Boycott Divestment Solutions. Viclin13 says, Jesus, I feel called out. Dude, literally, the reason that I know that this is happening is because I am also experiencing this, okay? Like, I'm trying my damnedest to, like, make informed decisions and give a shit about things and, like, not be a monster. And I find that the more and more that I do that, taking cues from shit that I see online, the more I alienate myself from the rest of the American populace. I can't even relate. Moses Law says, I couldn't afford it anymore. The same meal that cost $8 in 2015 is now $32. Being gluten-free as well, it becomes expensive dog food. Yeah, seriously. Seriously. And then I'm just hungry and weak and sad. And then I'm not out like organizing or whatever. Yeah, it neutralizes folks. And when I was an alcoholic, I was perfectly 100% aware that alcohol is a tool, and the normalization in society of alcohol use is a cultural psyop, to keep people ineffective. They don't have to neutralize a threat that's already neutralized themselves, right? So I knew that in active alcoholism, and I couldn't care. I really couldn't. I was aware of it. I could not give a fuck. Finally, I was able to find a fuck to give, so I don't drink anymore, and it's been fucking awesome. I think it's dope. I did not know that life could be so fun. It is. Alcohol actually wasn't fun at all. I just thought that it was. I forgot what I was getting. I was getting at, I was trying to bring it back to something and I completely lost my train of thought. What was the thread? What was the thread that was connecting that? consumption as a means of control. BDS run by Israeli. Let's go back to boycott, divestment solutions, BDS movement. Boycott, divestment sanctions movement is a Palestinian-led nonviolent campaign aiming to pressure Israel. Oh yeah, what was I? In the same vein as people boycotting Israeli products. Like, All right, let's see what people are saying in chat. I have a relatively crazy idea I've been mulling, being on the net 30 years and seeing a lot of different stuff. This new net is designed to make us stupid consumers, but in an actually malignant way. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Hello, thanks. Satan, shut up. I'm gonna get on the Wikipedia here. And I am looking on Wikipedia. That does not mean that everything that you read on Wikipedia is correct. That's just where I jump off from. Because it is peer-reviewed. So a lot of times, you know, things do stay up that are not correct. But it is not... I guess it's a decentralized... encyclopedia. But anyway, it's a jumping off point. So the movement is organized and coordinated by, okay, see, this has already even changed since I read it earlier. Yes, man. This is... They fucking changed. They changed the Wikipedia. I'm gonna take a video. I'm gonna take a picture of this actually. I'm gonna take a few pictures of this and come back to it later. They... I see what you're doing there. Picture. And we're going to take another picture here. Y'all. Okay. You guys okay. I think I was surfing for the information earlier and I did take screenshots, so I do have screenshots of what the Wikipedia said before. So let's see if they're on this phone or that phone. I'm pretty sure they're on that phone. Yeah, they're on that phone. But let's just look in my screenshots, see if they got backed up or not. No, they're on that phone. So he's not mentioned in here at all. at all. Oh, here we go. Okay. There we go. It's not in the actual article, it's on the side now, but there is the founder listed here. So the founder, they changed this article too. I'm getting fucking pictures of this. They changed, I have screenshots of this on this phone. This is not, I'm not acting. Sometimes I do like bits on my channel because it's good for engagement, but this is not a bit. I swear to God, this is not a bit. Okay. Yeah, they changed this article. Okay. So on Wikipedia, like anybody can go and like change and edit Wikipedia articles. Sometimes the Wikipedia article will like change back and forth like dozens of times a day. And there's like a whole like the ins and outs of this, like how this shit works, is truly mind-boggling to me. It's very interesting how they moderate it or like maintain the information on it. It is, yeah, it is truly like anarchic. If you want an example of like anarchy, anything in a public like forum that the public can access and participate in is anarchy. That is what anarchy is. So y'all experiencing you experience anarchy in a lot of other a lot of settings more than you might realize. So the founder of BDS was born in Qatar. Before on this article, it said that he is a Palestinian, and I looked further into it, and what they meant by that is that he was born to parents who were from Palestine. I haven't been able to find out who his parents are and where they're actually from. I don't really think it's like particularly that important, like because just because you're from Palestine doesn't mean you can't act against it. There's so many things that can happen in a person's life. I have no idea. So this guy is not Palestinian. His parents supposedly are. He was born in Qatar. And this is Omar Barghouti. This is the founder of BDS. Born in Qatar, moved to Egypt, where he grew up, lived in the United States for 11 years, and earned a bachelor's and master's degree from Columbia University. At Columbia, he was the president of the Columbia Arab Club. I tried to look in. That's not what it said before either. It said that's not what the club that he was part of. I do have screenshots. I will look that up later. And I did try to look into that club that he was the president of, and like I couldn't find out anything about it. I don't know if that was just like added as fluff to make him sound like he cares about Arabic issues. I don't know. He holds Israeli permanent residency status and has a master's degree from Tel Aviv University. So he's literally an Israeli citizen who went to school in Tel Aviv. And he's got some interesting views, which I've looked into as well. Vic Lynn says, early internet during my early experience was designed to connect, and now it's designed to sell and to brew hate. Yes. And also there has been, I mean, you know, it turns out that Jeffrey Epstein and associates had something to do with 4chan. I don't think with it being made, but I remember as a young Anon back in early 2000s, shortly after I joined 4chan, there was a fragmenting of people on 4chan, and it just completely got destroyed and became like a right wing edge lord generator, basically. Um, so yeah, I don't know. And that was kind of like a precursor to social media, because before that, like the thing about 4chan is like you could go on and see things being posted as they were being posted and like follow the discourse or whatever it was, flame wars, etc., like in real time. It was kind of difficult to do because you would have to open up the post in its whole own new tab and hit refresh yourself, so you could like, otherwise you would completely lose the thread. um, it was like a feed on the page, and you would see some weird post anybody could post, and you'd click on it and see a bunch of people like arguing with each other or like posting more memes or whatever. That's 4chan is literally like where memes were invented. And that was that. Yeah, that was like a precursor to social media of today. So yeah, I mean, it probably goes back to that, and who knows beforehand. Man, I'm so glad that I turned this stream into a fucking nonsense dum-dum stream. This is so much better than giving a shit about manufactured consent or whatever the fuck I was talking about the other day. If I got 10,000 more subscribers, I might actually just forget all about AstroTurf and PsyOps and shit. I feel like maybe the ruling class can send me more bot accounts to make it look like I have 1 million subscribers, and then I can get paid real money. Guys, I don't think Mr. Beast is a real guy. That's just my hot take. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think Mr. Beast is a real guy. Maybe he was at one point, and he's literally he's been to Slab City. He's been to my hometown. I guess I could just ask the people that he filmed and took advantage of, like, about their experiences. I know 2 people on his weird video. Anyway, it's a sidetrack thing. Yeah, man. I feel like the big accounts, like, I, I think fucking content creation is a fucking psyop. Like, people will do all sorts of fucking crazy ass shit for clicks and views. But are those, like, okay, this is just my wingnut shit now. Now we're getting off on a sidetrack shit. Have any of you actually met anybody that is like really into Mr. Beast or like actively watches Mr. Beast? Like, as an example, I don't have like a personal thing against him. I don't know the man. I don't even know if he's a real guy. But like, have you ever met anybody that is like really excited about Mr. Beast or any of the content that he puts out? I'm so serious. I need to know. Do any of you, real actual humans in my chat, know of a single person, or if you do know of a single, like, maybe you're somebody that knows like 10, like maybe your hometown has a bunch of people that love Mr. Beast. I need to know, chat. Sierra Wheelander says, unfortunately, yes. Where are they? I need to know where they are. And is it like one guy or is it like a bunch of people? Unicorn Ninja says, my kids like his content. I'm just, I don't like, because he's supposedly has how many Mr. I'm gonna look him up. Also, this is not what my original live stream was gonna be about. Now we're getting into fucking wingnut shit. That's fine though. We're just doing wingnut shit now. Okay, Mr. Beast. I'm just gonna look him up. He has 470 million subscribers. That is a lot of people. How many? Okay. Again. Where's my fucking... Why am I... Oh my god, I hate it when this shit happens. I absolutely had Ecosia as my main browser on here, and I don't remember when... That's why I'm having so much trouble. What the fuck happened here? That's why I've been having so much trouble, because I'm trying to, like, search through Google, which I don't use. That's also why it's probably also why my results are ass. Holy shit, when did this happen? I hate this. This has been happening on my phones too. Like I took like I actually can't take the Google search bar. I figured it out at one point. But it came back and now I can't figure out how to get it out. I think probably they made an update which makes it so that I can't take the Google search bar even if I did uninstall Google. Anyway. How many subscribers? Wait. How many people live in the USA? US and world population. I just want US population, dude. Just fucking give it to me. The US population is 342,300,000 blah, blah, blah. I'm just gonna round that up to 300 or round it down, I guess, because you would. 342 million people in the US. Mr. Beast has 470 million subscribers. That's more than the people in the entire United States. The world population is 8 billion, 8.1 billion. I guess you would have to look into how many English speakers, or I guess are his shows like in other languages too? Like, I don't know. I feel like with numbers like that, more people. Like I literally have never heard people talk about him, like in day-to-day life. It just doesn't come up. You would think that he would be more relevant in day-to-day life. Now that he has the show on Prime Video, a few of my friends that are money-centric are into him, but not his socials. The translated videos gain his most views. But how do you, like, it would be so easy for them to make up numbers like that. Like, I just don't know, man. I don't believe... I think that a lot of his fame is, like, fake. I think it's manufactured. And I don't know if he's even a real guy. Like I said, maybe he was a real guy at one point, but like became like the greatest tool of YouTube content. And now he's just like an abstract concept, right? Beast dropped off the radar last year. Interesting. Yeah, what happened to Mr. Beast, man? Is he like, somebody should go check on him, dude. Where is he? What is he doing? Also, yeah, I think I'm glad that I wasn't trying to do a deep dive on BDS actually, because they literally rewrote the Wikipedias, and I can't prove to you guys that they did because the screenshots are on the phone that I'm streaming from. But I did take pictures with this phone of what I saw there, and I have the screenshots on this phone. So I guess I'll just upload those to my Discord server, and you can join my Discord server. And where I'm watching the US, or not the US, the world population numbers going up. World clock. Man, I remember there was, in the early days of the internet, there was this website called like, I think it was just called World Clock. No, what was it? Like World Count? Okay, I can't actually, I actually can't do my typical searches until I get off of Google. Yeah. That is so fucking weird. How did Google install itself back onto my computer? I really truly don't understand. Get off of my, I'm deleting you. Get off my computer, you fucking weirdo. Oh, I don't usually connect this computer to the internet. Usually this computer does not under any circumstances connect to the internet. I am connected to the internet right now, and lately I have been. So I don't know if I even had Ecosia on here at all, but I sure as fuck didn't have Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge. Now they're both on here. Yeah, okay, that's annoying. I think I'm just gonna have to use my shitty laptop next time I do this type of thing. Wait, what? Moses Law says your stream keeps disappearing while I don't close your stream. This is getting eerie. Really? Anybody else having problems with my stream? Matt says, and it removed my messages. Type worldometers into search. That is so weird. Okay, so we've got a few people having issues with the stream. BDS is a fucking fake organization run by Israelis. They've been collecting donations on behalf of Palestine. Where is that money going? BDS, where have you been putting the funding that people have been donating to your organization to send to the Palestinians that you've been bombing? All right, let me know how my stream went there. All right, I'm typing in worldometers. AstroTurf, exactly. Vic Lynn says, when I've gone to chat, it's giving me errors. That is crazy. Yeah, worldometers. World population, government, and economics. Okay, see, I didn't even know that this was a website. I remember back in the day when I was a kid that there was something like this. And I can't remember what it was called, but I remember it blew my fucking mind when I first saw it. All right, chat. How's everybody doing now that I just blasted Israeli AstroTurf taking money on behalf of Palestine? How? Oh, I know. Let's look into. Wait, hold on. Government and economics, society and media. Environment. Oh, wow. Food, water, energy. And you know that the ruling class has like AI monitoring all these numbers and making sense of all this shit too. This number for energy, guys, less than 37 years to the end of oil. What does that mean, to the end of oil? If consumed at current rates, then all the oil on the planet will run out in less than 37 years. Did y'all know that? I didn't know that. Sources and info, world-proved reserves of oil and natural gas, most recent estimates, Energy Information Administration, data from BP Statistical Review, Oil and Gas Journal, World Oil, CEDIGAZ, and Oil and Gas Journal. And 55,555, that's an interesting number, days to the end of natural gas. And that's something like 70 or so years. Just guessing. I bet fresh water is worse. No more crude oil can be processed. That's wild. Yeah, that is wild. That's crazy. Less than 37 years until all the oil in the world runs out. I mean, no wonder they're fucking fighting over it. Like, even if it is just like a smaller percentage of it, like, and that's not even like considering what the ecological impact would be, like what the impact on the planet would be if we've burned all the oil, if consumed at current rates. Huh. All right. Well, that was interesting. Anyway, if y'all want to get down with the kickdown, feel free to click one of the links in my description. I would love to buy a sandwich sometime. And I'll think about you when I do that. I'll be like, wow, that person on my totally wingnut stream sent me the money to buy this sandwich, and I'm so grateful. I hope they're having a really good day. Matt Davis says, makes you think, doesn't it? Sure does, Matt. It sure does. It sure does. Oh yeah, hit the like button. Also, if you like this type of segment and you want me to do more, then make sure that you leave a comment or like, I don't know. Yeah, say hi. Say what's up, comment, share. And if you want to talk to me about stuff or talk to other folks in the community, there is the Discord server. I would love to see y'all there. And I'm going to see if anybody got down with the kickdown before I go, just in case. There's PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App in the description here, I think. Hey, somebody did kick down on my Cash App. Who was it? From Vegas. Thank you so much. I think that's Vegas struck us in here. You're a sweetheart. I really appreciate you. Oh, and Sharon, did you? What day is it? Oh, Sharon, that was earlier. Okay, Sharon got down with the kickdown earlier today. I wasn't even streaming yet. Thank you. What a sweetheart. Hell yeah. And I don't think that... Well, let's see. I don't have my notifications on. I don't have any notifications on my phone. I try to look at it as little as possible. I have been getting sucked into social media. But otherwise, yeah, I'm kind of treating it like I am my recent overconsumption of sugar, right? Like, it's comforting, it's nice, it's not good for you though. So, yeah, I'll be cutting back for sure. And I try to be aware of overconsumption of garbage, processed trash. And that's what social media is. I think I see. Let's see. Let's see if somebody kicked down on the PayPal so I can shout you out. Rhonda did earlier. And that's it. And thanks again, Rhonda. You're awesome. All right, folks, join me in the Discord. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna watch TV and get stoned. All right, bye.